Yo, what's up, everybody? Hope you're doing all right. Happy Monday. It is September 23rd. I cannot believe, my goodness, I cannot believe this month is just cruising by this fast. I feel like it was just the beginning of the month. And now we are getting close to closing out the month, starting October. Would be next month. That's Q4, October, November, December. Should be a wild quarter four. I know that the title and the thumbnail of this video were super bullish, saying that we're getting ready to buy and add to our 5K portfolio, but I think we're going to hold the brakes on that for a minute. I want to take a look at some of the charts later on and look at, I was talking with AJ before the show, things on the uncertain time frames might be looking like we could be seeing some negative action, maybe go down and retest some spots. I don't really know where quite yet. We got to take a look at the charts, but he was explaining some things to me. So I'm going to take a look for myself, and maybe we'll do a little bit of that on the show later today. And see, because as remember, we are building our portfolio. So we have right now added the Graph and Jasmy coins. Both are up a little bit. Jasmy, we're up just a couple bucks on that one, but the Graph we're up about 20% on, 24% actually, which is pretty good. So the portfolio is looking nice. We still have 4K to allocate. Technically, it's a 5K portfolio. So the point is to before we get to October 1st, this is our October portfolio. So before we get to October, we got to have 5K lined up. And then we're going to keep 1,000 in stablecoin, and that is going to be for dips or if something comes up that we want to just add into the portfolio. It's just a little discretionary, a 1K discretionary fund that we'll figure out what we can use it for. We could also throw it into Femex and start leverage trading if that's something that we want to do. We'll definitely be doing some more trading soon, because once we get into that parabolic phase, like when things are just going up, that's when you really want to be doing some trading. Yeah, you got your spot positions and stuff, but get into it if you can, if you know what you're doing, right? Oops. All right. Well, guys, make sure that you smash the like on your way in here. If you are watching on X, hit the heart real easy. Just go with your phone, twist it. The hearts will show up. You can also repost it, tag some friends, whatever, get some more people in here. We'll have some fun. We'll get through some of the news. We'll get through some of the numbers, and then we'll take a look at some charts and see if there's anything that potentially you still want to add, or if we're going to be in our holding pattern, but we'll have to take a look at the charts first before we get into that. So appreciate you guys being here. Had a great show this morning on the Web3 Breakfast Show, guys. That's so much fun. We're doing the Mondays, is brought to you, powered by Crypto Mag. As you know, I'm the voice behind the Crypto Mag account on Mondays, and then we got Mr. Dude behind the Web3 Breakfast account on Mondays over for that show. And then Tuesday through the rest of the week, kind of business as usual for now. We'll see where this is going to go. Very excited. I love Nathan. I love working with those folks over there at Crypto Mag. So we'll see what we can do about strengthening that in a faster capacity. That's the goal. Shout out to my chat. Appreciate you, my man. We got Crypto Guy 1976. Shout out to you, man. Let's see. He's up 700% on his suite from 55 cents. Let's freaking go, bruh. Let's freaking go. I see we got Gotti in the house. Let's go. Yes, the beard slowly coming back. You can see it. It's like a 5 o'clock shadow now. Thank goodness. I gotta say, we made the mistake shaving the thing off, but at the end of the day, it is just hair. It will come back. I said this morning on the show, in these kind of areas right here, I'm getting a lot of gray hair. So it's going to be an interesting dynamic how it grows out. Plus, a lot of the front was getting some gray ones as well. Might look like a billy goat. Might have some red, some brown, and some gray. That's what happens. All right, let's see. We did the things we talked about the morning show, guys. And in case you are not familiar, every Monday through Friday, this is Jay Chain's Crypto Show. This is the afternoon show. We do the news and numbers, like I just said. In the morning, we got Web3 Breakfast. That is the show for the community by the community. That is just so much fun. We've got so many different opinions and people and perspectives and expertises, all sorts of things, and just some genuine good people. So shout out to if you're here and you do the morning show, shout out to you. Shout out to you. All right, let's get into some of our articles for the day. Guys, remember, smash the like, do that stuff, do the things, hit the heart. I'm never worried about, I'm just going to take a look at the stats here. I'm never worried about my YouTube fam. The YouTube fam, they get about 100% like to viewer ratio. It's the X crowd. I don't get it. I don't get why you guys just don't tap the heart, but we'll move on. All right, BlackRock Bitcoin ETF options to set stage for game like Gamma Squeeze rally. Bitwise predicts. Woo-hoo. This is a CoinDesk article. Reads almost like a Forbes article with all of the SEO. But last week, the SEC approved the list of physically settled options tied to BlackRock's spot Bitcoin ETF, the iShares Bitcoin Trust. Options tied to the spot ETF could be set stage for a GME like Gamma Squeeze led upside volatility in Bitcoin. Long run, institutions' bias for yield generating strategies could dampen volatility. One of the exciting developments from last week was this is where we're talking about here. There is consensus, which still needs to be green lighted by the OCC, the Options Clearing Corporation. Then you got the CTFC, the Commodity Futures Trading Commission. This will further help draw institutions to the crypto market. Let's see. Anything on here? The Gamma Squeeze. Let's talk about this. To understand the Gamma Squeeze, readers must know how options work. Options are derivatives that allow a buyer the right to buy or sell the underlying asset at a predetermined price on or before a specific date. A call option gives the right to buy and represents a bullish bet on the market, while a put option represents a bearish bet. Options gamma is a metric that gauges how an options delta, or the sensitivity of an options price movements in the underlying asset, changes for every $1 move in the underlying asset price. Here we go. We got something. Here's a quote. This is Jeff Park. He's the head of alpha strategies and portfolio manager at Bitwise. He offering regulated leverage on a supply constrained BTC will draw solid institutional demand for calls. So he said, here we go. Here's his statement. He said this over on X. Bitcoin options have negative VANA. As spot goes up, so does volatility, meaning delta increases even faster. When dealers or the market makers who are short gamma hedge the gamma squeeze, Bitcoin's case becomes explosively recursive. More upside leads to even more upside as dealers are forced to keep buying at higher prices. A negative VANA gamma squeeze acts like a refueling rocket. If that doesn't make you bullish, baby, if that doesn't make you bullish. So he expects a stronger investor bias for longer duration out of the money, the higher strike calls once the options go live. Here's another thing that he said. When Bitcoin options, investors can now make duration-based portfolio allocation best, especially for long-term horizons. Now, there's a good chance that owning long-dated ODM calls as premium spend will give investors more bang for their buck than a fully collateralized position that could drop by 80% over the same period. Whew, there we go. So what's the other side of the story? This guy, Craig Magadini, he's the director of derivatives at Amber Data. The gamma squeeze could be seen if a perfect bullish storm characterized by Republican candidate Donald Trump's victory in the upcoming U.S. elections and Fed rate cuts grip markets. However, over the long run, increased institutional participation via the ETF and ETF options is likely to dampen volatility. You can see that's an indicator right there. Institutional flows in particular are counter-cyclical. Portfolio managers tend to trim exposure through quarterly rebalancing, selling appreciating assets when Bitcoin rallies too much. Magadini said in the weekly newsletter shared with CoinDesk. I mean, all right, like I said to you, right? Like AJ and I were talking before the show, right? and he was explaining some things to me and talking about some charts and looking at some setups. And the first one that we were looking at was Bitcoin and how it takes. And this was over a pretty long time frame. This might have been a year frame, right? But there were several peaks and valleys, and he was measuring, even the percentage of the angle of the moves and all that stuff. And we looked at the quarter, the way that it was happening. There was 5 or 6 of them, and we are forming what seems to be ish a similar toppy style action to the previous 5 or 6, whatever that number happened to have been. And some have a fall from grace, and some have more of a step down. And so with being that we are months away from October, September has historically been a shitty month. It's been, I think, not terrible, relatively neutral, maybe, if we look at it. Well, and we'll look at the numbers at the end of the thing here when we get into the numbers section of the show. But the whole idea of October, we may see some downward negative action in the next couple of weeks as we get through September, which I nobody would be shocked by that. Like, I think everybody thought that we were going to have a shitty month, right? And it was kind of what we were expecting. And if it was going to be good, that's because crypto does what people, the opposite of what people expect. But if it falls in line with, what we should expect and see a shitty month, I mean, that would be, I think, what a lot of people were planning on anyway. And then October being, the month that we experience some absolute joy. So we're gonna have to wait and see how this plays out. Some of the charts that when AJ and I were looking at it over the course of the next couple of days, some of the course of maybe the next week or two. So we're just gonna have to wait and see how a lot of this stuff plays out. But that we are cautiously optimistic, but we always remain bullish. And if you are bullish on crypto, you better fucking like this video. I mean, come on, you're here anyway. Just like it. I appreciate you. Sorry I swore at you. It just came out that way. All right, let's go to our next story. There was another BlackRock story. This one about Larry Fink talking about Bitcoin. There we go. BlackRock CEO Larry Fink endorsing Bitcoin as legitimate financial instrument amid gains. I just want to go over these key points here, just because we want to talk about the TLDRs, and then I think that's really it. It's not really a big article. Well, most of this is what it is anyway. So here's the 4 points, the 4 key points. Jeepers. Number 1, investors considering allocating to Bitcoin are grappling with how to analyze it relative to traditional financial assets, given Bitcoin's unique properties and limited history. Number 2, Bitcoin, with its high volatility, is obviously a risky asset on a standalone basis. However, most of the risk and potential return drivers Bitcoin faces are fundamentally different from traditional risky assets, making it unfitting for most traditional finance frameworks, including the risk-on versus risk-off framework employed by some macro commentators. Number 3, Bitcoin's nature as a scarce, non-sovereign, decentralized global asset has caused some investors to consider it as a flight to safety option in times of fear amid certain geopolitically disruptive events. We're seeing bombs drop in the world, wars happening, political cycles, all that shit. We're seeing the US dollar kind of saying, like, what's happening here? We've got the BRICS thing leading up. We've got a lot of things happening right now. This is almost like this is what crypto was made for, specifically Bitcoin, I suppose. Over the long term, Bitcoin's adoption trajectory is likely to be driven by the intensity of concerns over global monetary stability, geopolitical stability, U.S. fiscal sustainability, and U.S. political stability. This is the inverse of the relationship that is generally attributed to traditional risk assets with respect to such forces. Hoo-wee. Was there anything else in here besides this little? No, why don't we just read this little part from Larry Fink? BlackRock CEO Larry Fink has expressed strong support for Bitcoin. We know that. I believe Bitcoin is a legitimate financial instrument that allows you to have uncorrelated type of returns. I believe it is an instrument that you invest in when you're more frightened of. Frightened of what? Fink's endorsement comes as Bitcoin experienced its best September since 2015 with gains of over 10%. Right, but we're just talking about that. I mean, so it doesn't, when we look at historically, and let's look at this. I mean, we might as well look at this because we'll look at it now, and then when we get to the chart section later, we can look at it again. But what we have to remember is that you're looking at the monthly close, right? It doesn't tell you the story that happened the whole time. It tells you the story that basically you get to see at the end of the month. And so we could even see another few percent gain happen. But if we see any kind of sizable dip, that wipes that out. Anything more than a 10% gain. So I mean, obviously it's going to cut in half when you go back down, but for it to go down 30% in a couple weeks as September plays out, it's not within the realm of possibility. I mean, it's absolutely something that could happen. We've seen Bitcoin move thousands of dollars in 15 minutes. So let's look at the chart here. Which one do we want? Bitcoin monthly returns. This one. All right, so this Binance chart, let's see, share this tab instead. You guys should be able to see that now. There you go. This one only goes to 2021. Sorry, I need to, man, come on, man. Come on, man. You gotta, all right, that doesn't have August on it. What's up with these shiesty charts, man? No, that's the bad one again. Here we go. This is from Benjamin Cowan? Maybe this what I assume would be the right one that we want. All right. So, and this was as of September 1st. So, mind you, this is just when September's starting. So, we've got correct through August, and then as we just learned, we're 10% up so far for this month. But again, things look like they may be changing very soon here in the next couple of days. So you just want to be looking at, you need to be doing your own research too, but this is the kind of stuff that we're talking about, right? All right, so let's look at September historically. And again, what you have to remember is this is how the month finishes. This is not how the entire month went, right? You just get to see one color, one number. It does not show you the 28 to 31 days, whatever, 30 days, I think, of September. But there are other months throughout the year, right? So, but specifically, if you look September all the way down through 2010, we've had a total of 4 positive months and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 negative months. Some of them are not that bad. Some of them are just a couple percent, right? One of them's horrible, 40%. One of them's not so good at 20%. And then the rest of them single digits, give or take. That's not a terrible thing. Our positive months, we've got just a handful that are in the single digits with 1 at 15%. So all in all, it shows that we should, the average is about 5 or 6% down over the course of this month, September. And so with that being said, if we are 10 up, anything can change. And I think the most important thing is that, we pay attention. You're paying attention to the news. You're paying attention to what's happening. You're looking at your charts. If you're trading, obviously you're setting your alerts and all that stuff. But if you're just buying spot positions, I mean, just, check CoinMarketCap every morning. I mean, it depends on what your strategy is, right? Like what you're trying to accomplish here. All right. Here we go. And in political news, we'll just drop this one in here. Harris vows to encourage crypto in speech to Wall Street donor. When was this? This was on Sunday. So she was at a New York City fundraiser. She vowed that if she won the presidential election, her administration will encourage innovative technologies like AI and digital assets. Doesn't say crypto. It says digital assets. That's all right. I mean, that maybe it's more all-encompassing versus just cryptocurrencies. She said, we'll create a safe business environment with consistent and transparent rules of the road. You got regulations coming. We talked about this morning on the show. Like, obviously, no matter what happens with the election, right? No matter what happens, crypto is going to be fine, right? It's going to be fine. If Donald Trump wins, we're probably going to, obviously, it's going to be a more friendly administration. It's probably going to pump a little bit harder. I think if Kamala Harris wins, we'll probably see a CBDC faster. These are just some of the opinions that I shared this morning, and some people agreed. And so, again, for the most part, and as someone, again, someone you think got to think about this is like never the end of the world. I'm 42. I've lived through several presidents throughout my life, both Democrat and Republican, and it's we're still here. So I think it's a lot. It's obviously it's an election year, so a lot of emphasis gets put on it. But at the end of the day, it's really like, you know, it's a clown show anyway. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows that it's a clown show. Go ahead and smash the like, guys. I appreciate it if you would do that greatly. I would absolutely appreciate that. Hit the heart if you are watching on X. You can always repost the video out, tag some friends. I think that's always a good way to get some more folks in the community. And always remember, we got the 9 a.m. show. We got the morning show, Web3 Breakfast, 9 a.m. Eastern, where, if you want to come up on stage and be a part of the conversation, you can absolutely do that. Love that. It's one of my favorite things about the show. All right. Well, we don't have to talk too much about the Harris thing, to be perfectly honest with you. She just moving the goalposts again. They've got to obviously talk about it. However, you can't be crypto friendly, and with some of the other things that she does and wants to do, and I don't know, endorsements or whatever. So anyway, Ethereum Foundation offloading 200 ETH. Oh God, scaring people. Crypto nerds freaking out over 200 ETH. I get it. They've been selling a lot, I feel like, lately. Let's see. They triggered renewed anxiety among investors. 200 more Ethereum on September 23rd. Analysis shows sale was executed through 2 separate transactions, 100 ETH. Market observers caught it 3 days after selling 300 ETH for 763,000 in DAI. Let's see. They offloaded another 200. Etherscan data shows the sale was made for 527,989 DAI, highlighting a trend of liquidation within the organization. Let's look at this. Let's look at some of the comments to see what people are saying. All right. The Ethereum Foundation sold 100 ETH again in less than 3 days. Ethereum Foundation has sold of 3,566. Operations, right? Like you gotta pay Vitalik for those amazing songs that he does on stage at those conferences, right? Sheesh. Let's see. What's the chat saying here? Hey, shout out to my chat in the YouTube. Shout out. Pull back to 55. What you talking about in here? XRP ski? Probably a SWE. XRP is stuck. 33% pull. Yeah, no, I don't think XRP is going to go back that 33% if that's what you're talking about. SWE pumped, man. SWE freaking ripped. If the whole market takes a shit, then that gain could get erased, or at least a large percentage of it. But we'll you remember, you want to pay attention, you want to do your research, you want to look at your charts, you want to do your charting, do the things. All right, we wanted to look at some of the comments here to see what people are saying. Here's all the time. Oh, here's a image that shows all the times that the Ethereum Foundation has sold throughout that chart. Well, they sold on the way up a few times, a couple pumps. There you go. They're not wrecking charts. I feel like that's responsible selling. They obviously need money or something. It's crypto hasn't been pumping. Let's see that chill. Why would investor crash out without any problems for the team? They're the ones who deserve the money the most. Yeah, NVIDIA CEO sold $580 million of shares, and I don't see that much hate on him. Absolutely. Why does he need so much money for? Go fuck yourself, Crazino. Who cares? Just disgusting behavior. Curious to see how this impacts market sentiment and development projects moving forward. That sounds like an AI comment or someone just trying to get in there. Cheats out, Chad's in. They got to pay salaries. Peanuts, the most accurate trader. Okay. All right, well, that's it for that one. Here's another article. This is a name that I've had definitely heard of a long time ago throughout my crypto experience. Travela. It's been a while. I feel like they're doing some new things. Obviously, here's an article integrating Solana blockchain with their travel platform. Let's see. I feel like I have like Travel points from when they first launched. Let's see. Crypto native platform Travela integrated the Solana blockchain network. Let's see. They're going to add Soul Travel rewards as an option. That's cool. The Solana network has become one of the most used blockchains due to its cost-effective and scalability. Cost effectiveness and scalability. Travela CEO Juan Otero said in the release, not only is the amount of activity within the Solana ecosystem incredible, so is the creativity. As innovators at Travela.com, the technologies that can be harnessed on the Solana network open significant avenues to build the next phase of travel. I want to look at their platform and see. While Travela.com supports more than 100 cryptos, fewer than 10 are natively supported within the account wallet. The integration of the Solana network now enables users to make deposits and withdrawals of Sol, USDT, and USDC on the Solana network into their Travela.com account and enjoy zero-fee transactions when booking travel. That's cool. It's important to know that crypto is not just Bitcoin and Doge and NFTs. Blockchains are really alternative rails for payments and financial assets. I love that. That's a bunch of great sound bites in there. Imagine a global real-time payment system that just runs on no central authority. Well, we have that with stablecoins running on a network like Solana, fully permissionless, decentralized, instant settlement. Man, that's like a really good endorsement for crypto. That's a really good endorsement for Solana. That's a bullish article. I might end up tweeting that one out. Something about that. That to me is it's really well written and extremely bullish. As you guys know, I love my RWAs. Here's our Ondo Finance drives tokenized treasuries to new heights exceeding $2.2 billion in market value. Love to hear that. Tokenized. Now, remember, there's a huge unlock with Ondo at the beginning of January 18th. 134%. 134% of the current circulating supply is going to be released on January 18th. So take that information with what you will. Tokenized treasuries have been one of the fastest growing RWA segments, with the market expanding over 100% this year from 770 million to 2.2 billion, on its way to like 30 trillion in 5 years. It's going to be massive. Like, I couldn't even understand. Like, I do think so. Like, sometimes, honestly, when I think about that statistic and I start to think about other like verticals within the crypto and blockchain ecosystem, I mean, when they catch on, it's not Bitcoin in the 4-year cycle anymore. It's an entire industry. It's an ecosystem. It becomes its own thing. It can't it can't dip because Bitcoin dips. That's stupid. Like, that doesn't even make sense. So we're going to see this industry that's supposed to grow to like 16 trillion is a very conservative number. 30 trillion is like, I don't know, still kind of conservative, but it's there, right? Like, it's almost double. But the whole idea of that we are going to go from what did our article say, that the RWAs right now is 2.2 billion. So we have to go from 2.2 billion to say 30 trillion. That is that is insanity, right? Like, there is no time for a bear market in the RWA ecosystem. I mean, that's real world shit. That's stuff that just goes on. Like, I don't understand how that would ever play a role within the 4-year Bitcoin cycle. RWAs on Bitcoin, maybe, but like every other blockchain that's doing RWAs, it shouldn't run in like it's just going to experience so much growth. Let's also talk about gaming. Gaming, that's more like a couple years from now, really. But the whole idea of that too, like, those games on the blockchain and those have coins and all that stuff, and like that stuff's going to totally decouple from Bitcoin. Like, it would have to. It wouldn't make sense for these emerging markets, these emerging industries that are going to have just some of the most insane growth to be inhibited because Bitcoin's got to be like, I have to take my nap now. I'm a bear. I got to go hibernate. Like, that's stupid. I'm starting to believe that at some point very soon we're done. Like, we are absolutely done with all of crypto being connected to Bitcoin. The decoupling is going to happen. I feel like it's going to happen. It has to happen very soon. Sorry for my little rant there. All right, what do we got? We got a ton article. Haven't really talked a whole lot of ton on my channel, but I feel like obviously there's the opportunity there. It went down pretty heavy after the arrest of Pavel Durov, but now some making some news here, partnering up with getting on the Tron blockchain, so the ton-based wallet to support crypto assets on Tron. The MyTon wallet. Let's see. It says it will support TRX, USDT, and other crypto assets using the TRC20 token standard. Very good. Very good. Ton stands for the Open Network, in case you didn't know that. It is a part of Telegram. Ooh, that ad removed. Interesting. The MyTon wallet team said in the first wallet in the Ton ecosystem to integrate Tron-based assets. Managing assets across multiple blockchains is becoming increasingly vital for users, and this initial integration is just the beginning. Let's see, that was the MyTon wallet founder, Alexander Zingchunk. Their wallet is the foundation for blockchains to work together in the future. He had also added, by integrating with other major networks like Tron, we aim to bridge ecosystems and open up the Ton network to a broader audience, driving greater adoption and accessibility. I like that. Ton wallet to integrate more crypto in the future. What else are they going to be adding here? Let's see. Potentially going to be adding BNB, Solana, and Ethereum. There you go. It is growing. I think we got just a handful more articles. Here we go. I thought this was this was in Wired.com. Anytime you see, Web3 or crypto or anything on some of these websites, I like to check them out just to see what the normies are talking about. Welcoming a new age, Web3 offers the chance to hit reset on the internet. I love the way that sounds. This is obviously an article from is it paid for? It doesn't read more. It doesn't say that. It's about consensus, but rewind the clock 33 years and you'll find that the World Wide Web was driving innovation, connecting people and encouraging creativity right out of the box. Right out of the box. And that's what Web3 does, man. And it gives you unparalleled access and so many more amazing things. Got to change the tab. We noticed that one quick today. Thank goodness. Shout out to my YouTube chatter, man. Y'all are just commingling up there. Shout out to you. Appreciate every single one of you. Appreciate everybody watching over on X too. I do get the chats there. So if you do drop a, say you want us to look at, you want me to look at a coin when we get to the number section in just a little bit here, just drop it in the chat. You can drop it in on X too. I see it here. Feel free to do that. And then we'll look them up when we get to either CoinMarketCap, Dex Screener, or Dex Tools, and TradingView. So we'll look at all that stuff in just a little bit. Let's see. Anything? Here is a quote. We love reading quotes. We are facing the dawn of a new internet paradigm that promises empowerment and data sovereignty for all. That was from Joseph Lubin, the CEO and founder of Consensus and one of Web3's leading thinkers. Unlike the current internet dominated by a few giant corporations that exploit user data, Web3 is driven by thousands of people worldwide, united in the pursuit of building a more equitable world where power is decentralized. Well, that is a very powerful quote. I'll tell you that. Shout out to Joseph Lubin for that one. Let's see. Anything else down here that we want to take a look at? Here we go. This is another quote that he had shared. With this decentralized ecosystem, individuals have the autonomy to control what information they share. You really do. And you see, platforms where you can monetize data that, and otherwise is stolen from you in the normal world, right? You have, like a Silencio where you can monetize the ambient volume around you. I know devices that you can put into your car that you earn money on. There's all sorts of things that you can do, file storage, cloud computing, all that kind of stuff. There are ways for you to monetize your data in ways, again, that traditionally are stolen from you. And I think that is an amazing, amazing thing that crypto does. Need more liquidity. Darn right, my ninja. All right. right. What is the next article we have here? Securitize selects Wormhole as the official blockchain interoperability provider. This was an RWA story too. This is probably a paid article. Anytime you see like these colorful things, real world asset tokenization infrastructure provider Securitize has chosen Wormhole as its official interoperability provider to facilitate cross-chain transfers for all tokenized assets on its platform. The partnership aims to enhance liquidity and accessibility for tokenized assets while bridging traditional and decentralized finance systems. Let's take a look at Securitize. Securitize.io is their website. Bringing the world on chain. News, invest, insights. So we tokenize real world assets. Securitize is making real world assets available to investors through tokenization, a process that registers ownership rights on the blockchain. This allows us to offer new benefits like 24/7, 365 transfers, lending and borrowing, secondary market trading, on-chain yield, and flexible custody. They got a BlackRock name right there. The place to get tokenized funds from BlackRock, KKR, and Hamilton Lane. All right, here we go. Access top-tier funds from the world's leading asset managers. Invest in 3 simple steps. There you go. Get your investments, ladies and gentlemen. Securitize. Well, there you go. Well, let's take a look at that. Obviously, we love things that come up in the RWA ecosystem. They got the BlackRock name on there, so I want to see exactly what that connection is all about. So I'll be doing my research into Securitize. That's just how something happens. We found an article about RWAs. We're going to look it up. You never know what the Securitize thing is all about, but obviously they've got some connections, and so let's explore what those are about and see what they see where they lead, and then we can make decisions further from there. So, all right, last article. This was a company that I know was in our spaces last year, Jade City, and I remember that because I like gemstones. But looks like they've got their white paper released detailing how they're going to do new tokenomics for their RWA platform. So hopefully we can reach out to those guys and see what they got going on. Jade City, pioneering the tokenization of jade gemstones. They released their white paper. They are going to be tokenizing and democratizing access to the $50 billion plus jade market through the Jade City real world asset tokenization platform. There you go. You got the native holders, the Jade City token, ticker JCT. Interesting. Yeah, I'm going to reach out to these guys and have a chat with them. This is a press release. I mean, obviously, you just pay for a press release, but any quotes in here that we want to... Do they add anything? A buy and burn mechanism. The Jade City team is partnered with the owners of the world's largest jadeite mine to secure one of the most substantial holdings of jadeite in the world, and furthermore has sales channels established through some of China's longest jade distributors. Here we go. Jade City was founded by James Bowater, led by CEO William Ralston Saul and CTO David Atkinson. I wonder if he's got any relationship to Chase Atkinson. Oh, yeah. Okay. That's why that sounded familiar to me. Atkinson is a renowned tech owner and co-founder of Holochain. Holochain, that's a name I haven't heard of in a long time. Holy smokes. Man, what's going on Holochain? That was like the internet of the future, I thought. Here we go. Here's our quote from the CEO, William Ralston Saul. Our white paper offers a comprehensive account of how we will democratize access to the $50 billion plus jade market for investors who have never had access before. Jade is uniquely positioned to be a perfect example of how real-world asset tokenization can revolutionize an ancient market, making it accessible and lucrative for anybody who wishes to participate. Obviously, jade tracing back, many, many years. You got all the awesome jade statues, in China and some other places in the world. I know I've collected a few pieces of jade from, around the world and stuff. So cool. See how this thing's coming along. This, man, it would feel like it was last year when I heard from them last. So I'll be reaching out. All righty. That's it. That's it for the news. That's it for the news, baby. Let's look at some numbers. We got the Fear and Greed Index. This is one of those days. It is one of those. They're not very often, but I feel like we had one last week and we've got one today. We're kicking off the week with one where we got the Fear and Greed Index here on the CoinStats site at 50. Now, yesterday at 52, last week at 33. Typically a huge difference between coin market cap, but coin market cap, they got a 51. And so let's see what's going on in the crypto market today. We are up almost 2%, $2.23 trillion, up 1.85%. You got Bitcoin hanging tough at 63.3. That thing's up almost 10% on the week. And you got up about almost 0.3% on the day. You got Ethereum hanging up at 2670, up almost 4% on the day. What else? Anything else doing all right on the day? Let's look at some pumpers. Let's see what's anything pumping. Arweave, BitTensor, Celestia, Near, Aave, Popcat is a pumper, man. That thing. I've learned from several people that Popcat is a trader's dream coin. It just goes up and it goes down, and it is big swings both ways. So that may be something we want to get into. Render, nice to see that thing up 10% today. Did not get our render bag yet. Now, again, we are being patient, and we are not trying to buy pumps. We are not trying to have FOMO. We've done all that in the past where we just want to rush to get the portfolio, and then we get the kick to the nuts, and the market takes a shit, and then all of a sudden you're like, now it's down. So we're waiting. We're waiting. I was talking with AJ. I've been, again, very patient, specifically because we are in September leading up to October. And the thought process was always, if we miss a couple cents, we miss a couple cents, but we're doing this the right way. And getting some information like we might be seeing a dip coming up soon, leads me to believe that, we've had the right mentality on this the whole time. Anything dipping we want to take a look at? SWE down to $1.54. I say down to $1.54. SWE is pumped 48% this week in the last 7 days. That's absolutely nuts. Nice to see Pendle up there. That's an opportunity for you to get as well. Psy, Jupe. I'm not really into Jupe. Monero, Phantom, Caspo is one of our ones that we're tracking. Nothing really down too major. Let's see what do we got? Nope, I didn't mean to click into Helium. That is not what I wanted to do. I wanted to click this right here. Let's see what's down on the week. What is up 90% on the week? You got BitTensor up 90% on the week. Now it just went away. All right. There it is. All right, let's see. Anything down that we want to? No. Man, that's crazy. Nothing majorly down. Let's take a look at these things that are up big on the week. Love to see. We got so SWE we just talked about. Immutable, IMX, boom, baby, 181. I can't wait till this thing's back up to obviously in the $3 range. We're in the $2, but I want to see this thing in the $3. We were in the high ones into the twos. This thing ripped up to the threes. It was just a money maker, and then this thing's gonna just go bananas at some point when it takes off. So that is my. I do have some Beam, and I've got some other little things here and there, but my biggest conviction play for Web3 gaming is in IMX. What about you guys? Drop in the chat. What's your gaming play? What is your biggest gaming play that you are hanging on to for the run? IMX for me, man. IMX for gaming. For sure. All right. That is that. Anything else here? Let's look at the NFT scene. That's something we like to do every now and then and see all right, well, where are things at? All right, let's do the all on the market cap. Still down. And this we can rest assured knowing that we have multi-chain on here. This is not like NFTgo.io. You guys know that I love that site, but it is limiting to the fact that it is Ethereum only. So, here we go. Here's our chart. This is our market cap for the NFT markets, all of them since 2019. It looks like maybe 2018, depending. And you can see, we've had our big spike of activity, and it has just gone down since. And we are about as damn near close to the lowest it's been. Now it's gone up a little bit from this 21 billion to 25 billion. So maybe we are in the process of reversing. In my general opinion, is that the NFT, now there are exceptions to this. I get that there are collections that are selling. There are things that are happening. New ecosystems, Stargaze, great. Tomorrow is NF Tuesday on Web3 Breakfast, by the way. So, all this being said, and we are hearing about collections selling, one-on-ones, all that. So there are the idea that, NFTs will absolutely come back, but for the most part, it's got to be when people have the liquidity. And so if the people don't have the liquidity for coins, they're not going to build the liquidity for NFTs. So you build the liquidity for coins, and then you take those profits and you put them into your NFTs. And I feel like we're going to see a big push of that. A lot of the the big shift in this whole ecosystem over the last several years, before NFTs even took over, right, was all coins. And then you had the NFTs, and then the NFT bros spilled into the coins because, again, we started to create a lot more memes on all the different blockchains, and a lot more communities, and bringing whole that community vibe and aspect over into the crypto culture. And so, I feel like, as as time goes on, the market cap for these NFT ecosystems is going to keep going up and up and up and up. But truly, in my opinion, it's going to be after people start taking profits from coins. But all right, I'm gonna go look at the chat and see what we got. We got Moon Tropica, Prime, so many games to play, Prime Minister, Carrot, C-Defy, Big Time, Prime Minister, Super, Beam, IMX, Citus, Ronin, Gala. Man, I want to talk to Jason. I don't really think he's with Gala. He might be, kind of is, but not really. I want to have him in. He's doing something he's like off on his own now, a Bitbender. I want to have him on the show and chit chat with him. I really like him. We always have a good time. IMX, got a lot of IMX fam in the house. Let's go. Shout out, smash the like if you are IMX fam. I love it. Alrighty, here we go. Let's look at some DEX tools. As you know, we got a couple on here that we love looking at every day. The first one's going to be some Squid Grow. Recently did the migration, Ethereum only. They dropped the BNB and Ethereum. They was multi-chain, no longer. And so we got Squid Grow. It's been doing some positive movements. Looks like it's got a little bit of a retracement right now, but the chart is healthy. It moves. It's got great leadership. I know there are things happening. You got Silent Swap getting ready to kick off. If you signed up for the early beta, you can get in. You can log in using the wallet that you signed up for that. And so, that will be hopefully fully launched at some point soon. But, with that being said, Squid Grow is, it's got some pretty solid leadership with some solid team that everybody and most of you in this chat, as we've talked about before, most of you guys know, a lot of some friends in the industry. So that is Squid Grow. The next one, Gotti. Shout out to my Gotti family, the Gotti gals, the Gotti guys, M Kid, everybody. As you know, we do a huge Gotti giveaway every single day. We're giving away $200 every single show, Monday through Friday. And then on Fridays, we give away 500. But if we get 1,000 people in the space for the rest of this month, we're going to double that. So it could be $400 up to $1,000 given away in every show. So all you got to do is tag your friends, get them in there. That's 9 a.m. Eastern every Monday through Friday. Monday, we host it from the Crypto Mag account, and then Tuesday through Friday for now, we're hosting it through the Web3 Breakfast account. So make sure you tap in, win yourself some money. I mean, can you afford to not listen and maybe win $100? We have a lot of fun. Promise you that. Obviously, this one is taking a little of a dipski right now, but again, the community is strong. There is a lot of burning going on. This is a mega deflationary token. It was rare to begin with, 50,000 tokens. It was 525 times more. It was 500 times maybe more rare than Bitcoin when it first started. It's on the road to 600 times more rare than Bitcoin with the amount of burns that are happening. So, for example, every single day when we give away the $200, I tell M-Kid what the equivalent was in Gotti, and he burns double of that right now. So, and then there are other burning mechanisms that they have that they've got throughout their own community and stuff. And so the whole point is that no matter what, usually, it's 2 or 5 people that win the money, but the whole community wins when the supply gets cut, because the deflationary aspect is a great mechanic. So check it out. Great community again. I mean, if you're into communities, you should check out the Gotti community. Here's another one. Obviously, this one is down right now as well, Brett Gold. But we've got 2 of my good friends in the industry. We've got Doodlegenics and we've got Keith Berry. Keith Berry just won his boxing match over in Singapore. Doodlegenics getting ready to fight Karate Combat. And so this was a CTO, so they could probably, use some community members as well. I'm sure there was a big shakeup. and they do a lot of spaces, a lot of activity. So as you can see, this thing was doing well. Took a little bit of a retracement over the last several days, but hey, a lot of things have. And then rounding up our last Dex Tools coin for today is our friends over at Pussy Monster. Obviously, today was a major dipski today. Who knows what happened there? I can talk with Spaceman, but we can look at this and we know that we are still trending up. If we look back historically, what is it? We're on the 4 hour. Let's look on the daily here. That'll help us out. Come on now. I think I did did I do all of the Dex Tools stuff without even switching over? Yeah. Yeah, I did. My fault, y'all. That's what happens sometimes. But we're good now. All right, so let's zoom this one back out. This one, as you can see, the trend is still going up. Obviously, it has seen better days, but there are a lot of other completely worse charts than this. This is actually still looking pretty good, and I know that the guys are active. We're going to be having them on the show soon. We still got the stuff to do the giveaways, so get ready for that. That is Pussy Monster. Those are two cats that fight crime. So get your mind out of the gutter, okay? All right. All right. Get your mind out of the gutter, boy. All right, here we go. Let's look at TradingView. Now, I have actually got to spend some time. I started going through this earlier. I started going through and deleting all of our old lines because everything was thrown out the window. So we got to rechart, we got to re-alert, we got to do all of this stuff. I think tomorrow during the show, maybe instead of doing, I want to see if we can get someone to come on the show tomorrow. We'll just do charts the whole time. We won't do any articles. We'll just go through charts and we'll add all of our lines and alerts, and we'll add some other ones besides what we've got on this list that we'll look at today. That could be potential candidates for our portfolio build. Remember, we're building a $5,000 portfolio. We've got to have everything locked in by October 1st. We really want to have it locked in, by the 30th, so that we could have everything ready to go in case we get a, early morning UTC, whatever, pump. We want to make sure that we are locked and loaded. We don't want to miss a second of Pumptober. So Uptober is probably actually more Google search than Pumptober. So we're going to say Uptober. And so tomorrow would be a good day for us to pick all of our coins, maybe shift some of them around, remove some, add some different ones, and then just start adding our lines and see where we think things are going to go and what we're looking for. And then, where we can, again, set lines and alerts so that we can react to the market, not make our guesses, because we're done guessing. We're doing that. We know what we're doing. All of us have been doing this long enough. We just got to be smart about it. And so just slow it down. And that's part of like this whole thing with the portfolio, and why I'm not in a rush to get it done is because I've got to teach myself as well how to slow it down and then really look at these charts and see. Because if we had bought a couple days ago, like say this one right here, and this is just a handful of dollars on Bitcoin. I get it, right? But the whole point is we're trying to maximize this, and we're trying to maximize this for the at least the month of October. And so we want to be smart. If we end up losing a few cents because we waited a day or too long, so be it, right? But the whole idea of looking at some of these charts and some of the time frames and seeing like some things are playing out where we might actually see that dip before we see October, which would correlate with again the historical Bitcoin chart that we were looking at here, where we look at every single month, where do things end? And I think we had read that we're currently 10% up. Again, this says 1.6% negative. This was from Benjamin Cowan on the first of the month, so this was obviously several weeks ago, so that number has changed. We had read about 10% down is where we're at today. And so with that being said, a lot can change. We could end the month positive. We could end the month 10 or 15%, 20% down. Who knows? Again, looks like 5.9% down seems to be the average. And so we'll see where we go. We've got 2 weeks left. What is today? Today's the 23rd. Oh, today's the 23rd, so we got a week, right? We have got, yes, so next Monday. So perfect. Next Monday, we will. Oh, my camera just shut down. That's funny. Well, I'll end the show right here. You guys can hear me. That's crazy that the camera just shut down, but we'll have our portfolio locked in by the end of the show next Monday because of with UTC and how that all works out. You know, it's not too far off. So I appreciate you guys. That's pretty funny that the camera shut off right at the end, but that's the way the cookie crumbles today. I love you guys. See you tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Eastern. We got NF Tuesday. So we're going to have a great conversation. We'll get to put... Yeah, I know. It's just like once the beard comes back, the camera will be more cooperative. But yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow morning for Web3 Breakfast. Appreciate you guys. Adios, amigos. Remember to make yourself 1% better every single day. And then, yeah, you stack that up. I'll tell you what, that upside down frown, and it'll find its way out. Appreciate you guys. Adios.